Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another randomized gaming video. And as always, I will be your host for this video, Random Gamer Riven. And in today's video, we are looking at the recently released retro homebrewed console game, Little Medusa. Now, this was published and developed by MegaCat Studio, and they actually mentioned, they asked us to look at Coffee Crisis, but they also mentioned they'd done this one. And as this is a free demo you can download, I thought we'd download and have a look. You can download this demo off their website, so I don't need to disclose anything as such because this is a free to download sample. It is only a sample, it is only a few stages, and I must admit, even I felt that it's not a big enough sample to really get the crux of what the game's about. You can understand the basic mechanics, but it would be nice to know if there's more variety, and there's only a handful of stages and they're all very similar, which is a little bit disappointing. It would be nice to see if there was a bigger demo out there, a few more extra stages, see a few more of the different mechanics. So I'm a little bit... I can't really say too much on it, and I think predominantly I'm just going to let you watch this video and then decide for yourself if you're interested. So as you can see here, you have Start, which is a basic sort of story campaign mode where you can select your stages as you progress and you can unlock scores and time tags. There's also Olympian mode, which is effectively playing through the entire game in one credit if you're good enough. So that's obviously once you finish the main game, you can then try and do Olympian mode. So there are a number of achievements to unlock in-game. There are 15 in fact. See that I've unlocked a couple already because some of them can be quite easily unlocked and can be unlocked in this demo. But most of these you'll need to unlock in the full game. So I'm actually playing the Super Nintendo version. Now, the game I think has primarily been developed for the NES, because I noticed when I was looking at the comparison videos, or basically I looked at a sort of NES video where they were playing it, and it does look very similar to the SNES one, just with slightly... The SNES one just looks like it's got a richer colour palette and slightly more detail here and there in the sprites, so bear that in mind, they're all very similar. I played the Mega Drive version as well, and that looked almost identical to the SNES version from the demo. The only difference I felt was the music was slightly different. Other than that, it literally looked the same. So whichever version you go for, they are actually all available now, and it's $49.99 for a cart-only version and $59.99 for a cart with box and manual. I think that equates to roughly, at the present time, the exchange rate about £38 and probably about probably about £48. Bear in mind, exchange rates do vary quite drastically, and the UK pound may be in for a rough ride in the near future as well. So this demo does only have 5 stages. I will show you them all though. And as you can see there, you'll notice I have a little trophy icon. That means I've already won this stage super quick. So there are rewards for finishing the stages incredibly quickly and getting a high score. Basically, the quicker you finish a stage, the more points you get from the score. So you basically have 2 buttons. One allows you to drop rocks, one, as you saw there, freezes the enemy, and the objective is to do here is simply collect the stars to finish the stage. And you do that by turning the little guys, or the villains, into stone, and then pushing them into the water to create platforms. So there are some puzzles. Most of these ones in the demo were quite easy, only one of them made me think a little bit, so that was disappointing that there weren't more sort of mechanically driven stages in this demo, assuming there are there. And yes, if you get touched by the enemies you do die. Now, you get one enemy that's quite easy, you saw there, the sort of wandering little eye thing, Cyclops, but the snake is a bit more tricky as he does ram you when you get within range. Depending on how quickly you finish the stage, you get a bonus score based on how much time you have remaining. Now this third stage requires a bit of strategy because you'll notice these ones there, I cannot walk over them to place, but what I do there is place the little dudes there. Oh, I'm not going to get them in time. Move that one there, and basically I have to rinse and repeat now. So that's basically how this works. That's how this special block works. You're obviously going to get lots of different special blocks, each with their own different things. So this black tile here, you cannot walk on as the player. And grab the last 2 stars. So that's actually a bit more interesting. That stage did actually take me a little time to figure out the first time I did it. It's like, this is what the blocks do. So this game, I believe, is based on Kickle Cupid. Kickle Cupid itself, I believe, was based on Pirate Ship Higemaru, which was an adventure title by Capcom in the arcades. And that was released mid-80s, I think. It's quite an early Capcom one, actually. So now I come to the boss, so this is the final stage in this demo. And it's just a case of straightforward to beat boss, just got to avoid her attacks and freeze the enemies and shove them into her. And she, like many of the old NES game bosses and some of the old arcade bosses, only takes 3 hits. So that's 1 time. Did it once already, just got to hit her 2 more times. So what I'll do is freeze this little dude when he gets to the top. And there she blows, as the old saying goes. So that was the first boss. You see, nice easy introduction. And unfortunately that's where this demo ends. So visually it's quite nice. I do like this sort of classic, these type of puzzlers, but my problem is that this demo is incredibly short, so I'm a bit mixed about what to say at it. For me, there needs to be more mechanics, and looking at video, there does appear to be more mechanics. There appears to be an opening intro as well, which is what you'd expect in a game, but I just thought you'd want a bit more variety in this demo. I thought you'd get maybe about 10 stages mixed from the different world. As it is, this demo is so short, even I'm a little bit like, So it looks nice. I mean, it plays like a sort of midlife game from the sort of early 90s, and it does play well, it controls well, it handles well. That's always a good sign, because there were games back then, like this reminded of Weapon Lord, which was a fighting game released, and it was just dire. The controls were terrible, the combat, the collision was all over the place, whereas this is all very sound from what I played, but there's just not much of it here. So I can't really give a clean and honest verdict. In fact, I'm struggling to give a verdict at all. It's certainly nice to see them releasing these type of homebrew games, and it certainly appears to be a good quality product from the presentation, but there's just enough here for me to comment. I think this demo is a little too short. So I'll leave you to have a browse for yourself. You can get it from their official website, this demo, and you believe you can download the Mega Drive, Genesis and NES versions. You have to go to, actually click to buy the, or not buy the item, go to the shop page for the item in the various formats, and there's a link at the very top to say, do you wish to try out the demo? So do that if you want to try and have a go for yourself and see what you think. It does remind me of quite a few games such as Goof, Kickle, Cupid, Pirate Ship Higemaru, all those games. So if you're fans of those type of games, those type of puzzle games, then this probably will be up your street. So on that note, I think it's time for me to wrap up. I have been your host, Random Gamer Riven, and as always, if you like this video, please do hit that like button. If you want to subscribe to the channel, please do, especially if you like our content, and as always, if you want to be notified of more of our videos, you won't get notified of all of them by all accounts, but you want to be notified by more of our videos, do hit that bell button.